Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the ABS Show. You're watching me in a TV. My name is Charlie Dior.
Yazi Odzera.
And the Manny Man.
I like the way she said Odzera. If this is your first time watching us, and make sure you subscribe to our page. Go on Instagram. If you have Instagram, go on our page. Type in the ABS Show. It's one word, the ABS Show, and follow us as well. Okay? And we have some great stuff on there, and all of that. Today's show, however, is going to be a great one. I'm excited, super excited. It's a conversation that we all need to have, and Timani is going to take over. So, Timani, what's going on? Tell us what we're talking about today.
Yes, today we're talking about a very sensitive topic in Africa. There is a lady by the name Undukanwonsu on Twitter that said she is angry with her friend's dad because he refused to let the mom go to Havard to further her studies. I'll read exactly what she said on Twitter. She said, "I'm just over here mad pissed because my friend's mom wanted to advance her studies in Havard, but her dad stopped her from going. His reasons: as the head of the house, it is not right for you to have PhD while your husband is still a mister." So this is a very serious thing that's going on in Africa, and it has to do with gender equality. So I want to know what you guys think about the issues of a man being the head of the house and having more title to his name than his wife, and how does that affect the society in general?
So first of all, let's start with Harvard University. That's a big deal. Okay, it's one of the top Ivy League schools, and for somebody that want to go, if I have a family member that want to go to Harvard, I'm investing. Because there's a big chance that if you go to Harvard University, there's a big chance that you're going to make it in life. You're going to be very successful. So when I heard this story about a husband doesn't want to support his wife from going to Harvard, for me, that's insecurity. That means you're weak, to me, in my opinion. Because if you are so scared that your wife will be more successful than you, that's a weak mentality.
Yes.
And it stems from back at home when, in Africa, they look at these women as if they are only good in the kitchen. And that mentality needs to stop.
Well, you know what's interesting? Like, I think this varies from tribe to tribe and nation to nation. Culture across Africa. Because as an Igbo guy, I can speak for Igbo people. It was very common, especially like back in my mom's day, for all these traders from Onitsha, Aba Market to come to university to marry girls, and how they will proposition them is that I will pay for you to finish school. They will tell their parents, I want to pay for you to finish school. I want to pay for you to go as far as possible in school. In fact, I went to high school with a bunch of people that their moms had PhDs and their dads were like basic illiterates, only living school certificate, like hardcore Igbo men that are living in Lagos. They don't want to speak English, like they don't want to learn Yoruba. Do you understand? Like they want their wives to be as far, and they will be proud. Oh, my wife is a PhD holder. Do you understand? They'll be so proud of things like that. So I don't know where this type of misogynistic attitude is coming from. So I do believe that,
but Odera, let's be real, because it boils down to the fact that yes, a man will pay for you to go to university, but then you're going back to his house and live as a housewife. So what is all this? I'm going to pay for you to go to university and then I'll marry you. It's like a bragging right.
Yeah,
it's like a bragging because this movie, $1, the movie, that's what happened.
Yeah.
The man was living abroad and was sending money to Nigeria so the girl can go to school. So then after she completes school, he will come and save her and marry her. You see, that's not the way to go. If you want the person to go to school, then they have to have a career after that. And so, I mean, it boils down to it. My tribe, I'm from the Ewa tribe. Most of the smart people in my tribe are women. The girls are very, very smart. But guess what? They don't have the opportunity to go to school. The parents will rather pay for the boys to go to school, and then the women will be carrying firewood and doing all of that. So that needs to change. That mentality, I don't know where it came from, but we need to know that women are going far places than a lot of men out here. So we need to invest in them.
And I don't like the term gender equality. I'm sorry, I've said it here before. I'll say it again. Men and women are not equal. on
Can you please talk about it?
Any spectrum. You can't equate two people that serve two different purposes. There's no way they're going to be equal. The man brings one thing, the woman harvests a baby for 9 months. That baby suckles on her breast for as long as possible. I've heard of some children sucking for up to 8 years. Okay, like the woman is going to be in that child's life. The child is going to continuously refer back to my mommy, my mommy, my mommy, my mommy.
So, where you think women are more superior than men?
So what are you saying?
Yeah,
I disagree.
Because they carry babies?
But guess what? Because I just want to be, democratic about this. I'll be diplomatic with you. I think that they can't be equal because they're not comparable. Do you understand? You can't compare the value a woman gives to a home, a house, a marriage, to whatever, to the value a man can give. They serve two different purposes, and so therefore it's oranges and apples. Apples and oranges.
I believe that women are the most powerful people on earth.
Thank you.
I do, because most of my friends are females. I love my mother. Like the way her work ethic amazes me. However, the problem I have is with that mentality, for you to say, oh, they are more superior than men, you're going to start treating them like they are more superior than men, and that's where I have the problem. So yes, you guys are amazing, you girls are amazing, you women are powerful, but we need the men as well. We guys need the men as well.
And that's why what she said is so important, that they're not comparable, that it's two different things. I don't know if I agree with that part, but I definitely do agree that women are more superior. And I'm gonna make this example that I make all the time. If I'm married to a man and the man has cheated on me 1,000 times, all 1,000 times I take him back because some women think that's my husband, I'm gonna work on it, God, marriage is for better, for worse. Let a woman cheat on her husband one time and see if that man can stay. Hold on a second.
So that
he doesn't stay. Superior? Hold on, let me finish. He doesn't stay, not because he doesn't love the wife, but because his ego and his pride wouldn't allow him to swallow the fact that his woman, because most men look at their women as like property, as their trophies, so once that woman has stepped out on you, most men will not take you back. You got men that even divorce their wives or leave their girlfriends because maybe she went to bartend, or because maybe when you're bartending you have to wear something sexy, and to him you're showing off all his goods. Oh no, I can't be with you. It not because there's something wrong, but his pride and his ego just will not allow the fact that other men have seen what he is seeing, or another man has experienced that. And that to me is a weak man. That to me.
So
if you're a man,
who are raising this man?
Hold on a second.
No, answer the question for me. Who are raising this?
If you're a man,
answer the question for me though.
And you sit there and you've cheated, and your wife has cheated just once, and you can't deal with that, that is weak. Yes, because a strong man, and some of them even say, oh, but my friends, what will my friends say? Oh, and John said that he saw you guys sat down the street. That's what you're worried about. You're weak.
Who are raising this man?
Yes, women and men are raising them because both parents are involved. However, this is something that every time I say, people say whatever they want to say. Society also raises these men because these kids in general spend more time in school. In today's generation, they're spending way more time, too much time, in my opinion, on the computer, on YouTube, so on social media. So everybody's raising them. So you can't get up and put the blame on the mother, like, oh, the mother raised you to be weak. No, I'm just. I didn't say that you. I didn't say you. I'm just saying in general. Can I finish? You love to cut people off. I'm gonna finish today because I'm gonna speak up for my women. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, no
problem. So as I was saying,
I hear you.
As I was saying, I'm not saying you in general, but I'm just saying that in general, society as a whole. So yes, my sister, I am definitely going to agree with you that the power a woman has is totally different from the power that the men has. However, the men also have power. Okay. Their power is also different because I can't make myself pregnant and she can't make me pregnant.
Let's talk about it. So let's break it down into the men's role in the household.
Do you know what I wanted to ask?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, and then I'll come
Women are superior than men. Women carry baby for 9 months. Do you even know the meaning of the word generally? Gender equality as a movement. Do you know what they're trying to push for gender equality? When they're talking about gender equality, UNICEF and others, AU, They are not talking about who is better and women are equal to men because they have different roles. They're talking about opportunities, equal rights and opportunities for both sexes, regardless. We can't say because you're a man and you're doing the same job as a woman in the public place, a man should earn 100,000, a woman should earn 50,000. The move for gender equality was for women to have equal rights, just like men. That's what I wanted to say. But bringing it back to the home and the responsibilities, and saying because they carry different responsibilities and women can absorb a man that cheats or whatever, it makes her a stronger person. And because a man cannot absorb a woman that cheats, it falls on his ego and he's a weak person. You still have to remember that these norms and beliefs, just like the way society detects for us, has always been a part of our culture, has always been a part of our upbringing as Africans. You understand? It's just like saying, since a man can marry 7 wives, a woman should also marry 7 husbands. That's what you're saying.
Okay, even I had. You know what's funny? On my way to work today. On my way to work today, I was on a phone call. I was talking to a very good friend of mine. And it's so funny that this is the conversation that we were having. Even the men that do marry 7 women, you cannot marry 7 women. You know why? Because you cannot sleep with 7 women. No, you cannot. It just happened.
But women are more than men in the world.
What did you say?
Different nights, they do sleep with
different nights. Yeah.
Right.
But in my opinion, if you cannot sleep with, if I'm your fixed wife, if you can't sleep with all of us,
don't act like people don't have orgy parties.
People even have 5-some and 13-some. They can do that.
That's not what we're talking about.
Listen. Are you saying a woman can marry 7 husbands?
So are you
because
telling
a man
me?
can marry 7 wives?
Okay, what I'm telling you is what I'm telling you is that a woman can have sex with 7 men for 30 minutes, not even 15 minutes. A woman can have sex with 7 men for 15 minutes back to back and not die. A man cannot do that.
Woman.
He's gonna have a heart attack, honey.
Who told you?
A 40-year-old man.
Bring all your cousins and come to.
A 40-year-old man.
Seven is not a number.
40-year-old man cannot have 30 minutes sex back to back.
Who told you?
He's dying.
All right, T-Manny, relax with your 2 minutes.
What? Please
all right, so
wait. Did you just call me 2 minutes, man?
I didn't say relax.
I
said, I really want to go back to the roles because you did mention that women do this and women do this. So let's break it down. In an African household, the father. What are some of the things that the father?
Roles.
You will tell me.
All right, so they are protector. They protect
the protector,
the provider. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying women can do this. There are women that are doing this. But if you want to live in a household, women have their parts. They play and men do as well. The problem is when we begin to look down on the women because of the roles that they play. Oh, I'm looking down on you because you are always in the kitchen, cutting the cassava, pounding the fufu, and I'm over here getting the shmoney. Right. But we have to understand and have the mentality that, listen, even though I'm doing this,
I can do
I'm
that.
helping
And
out.
I think that's what Manu was trying to say, that that's the gender equality.
Yes, we should treat them the same.
We should treat them the same and understand that what the woman is doing in the house is just as important as providing the money, as protecting the family. But I'm sorry, I still need to come back to this. Why can't a woman marry 7 husbands?
I'm not telling you a woman cannot marry 7 husbands, but let's also agree that there's something called society and there's something called
just gonna look.
You can break. That's the thing. We need to break what are supposed societal norms. Before it was a societal norm that females should not go to school, but after, everybody here is educated. Do you understand? You need to break that. Why? Tell me why.
Yeah, but everybody here is educated though. But most of the women here that are so educated, I have so many female friends, and they go to school, but then they're waiting for a man to marry them. It's like they aspire to marry. If they don't marry,
I'm not aspiring to marry.
Hold on, if they don't marry, it's like everything they've done before that.
They haven't
people
achieved.
look down on them.
Yes, you have
PhD. Yes, you have PhD and FF3 and whatever. But are you married?
But that's what society puts inside.
Are you married?
She's talking about 7. When to even marry 1 is hard.
Hold on a second. And I am so happy that you guys are bringing this up, and this is something that we're talking about because this is something that is very important. I don't know what kind of friends that you have. No offense or no disrespect to anyone, but most of the young, educated women that I know in today's generation, they are not aspiring to marry.
Most people of them are. I'm not saying just my friends.
Most of them right now are focusing on their work, focusing on building themselves, and focusing on that shmoney.
I'm
talking about the
gender.
For that?
So your mom has never asked you, when are you getting married?
No, see, I've already been married. I'm divorced.
Who's to blame for that?
I'm divorced.
No,
So
but
for me,
still,
it's different.
when are you marrying again?
When my mom does not ask me that.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm saying
My
most,
mom does not ask me that.
Now let's be real.
No.
Let's not pretend
Hold on, but let me
as if this
but
is
you're
that
not letting me
conversations that
finish.
happen.
You're not letting me finish. What I'm saying is that today's generation, and when I say today's generation, I'm just saying like, you know, our age group, as in like 23 to like 32, like that age group. Those people are not aspiring to. Those people are aspiring about ching, about setting their lives, getting their coins. That's what they're worried about.
Okay,
However, when you go above that age group, when you start going above that 32, 33, yes, like, you know, it was different then. And you're right, and she's right as well. As in society puts that pressure, that norms that a woman has to get married, that you're not successful unless you're married. She is right.
I disagree.
You guys
Let me
both
tell you
have
why
points.
I disagree. Because it has become so common now. Even if you go to YouTube, so many wedding videos, and people are watching, and this is what they want to do. I know somebody that has planned their wedding. And where they're going to go to honeymoon,
and they don't even have
a
boyfriend.
Yeah, but you see, that's nothing new. But that's nothing new.
You want to go to school and become a housewife?
As a little girl, you know, like that's what a lot of. I'm just one of those little girls that I always dreamed of fashion. Like my dreams were always about fashion for me personally. But a lot of young women do dream and do plan out their weddings way before it happens. That is a norm, and it's a norm because society has set this norm. So that's why sometimes, not that I'm not for female equality, I am for female equality, but sometimes it's like when women are saying that, oh, but also, can you do this, it's like the men play a totally different role than, you know, like I pay my own bills. I plan to like always have for myself or whatever, but it does feel nice when you're dating someone or you're married, or example, when I was married and I didn't pay any bills. Of course, all my money was my money. All I did was shop. Do you get what I mean?
There was a girl that tweeted recently that said she would never support no man in paying his rent money or any kind of bills. He was in the shade room.
Yeah, I would never.
And this is what the society is teaching you guys now. You guys from day one, from evolution, society has been controlling our thought process. And we think we're breaking out of the norm. We're not breaking out of any norm. We are following societal words. We're following societal agreement. The time that there was a norm that the woman will be under the man, whatever house of the whole, that was society. Now, this same society is telling you that you are equal to a man. Tomorrow, this same society is already telling you that you are above a man. And then the society is still going to tell you you don't need a man at all.
And I think
but we don't.
So at the end of the day, thank you to society.
We don't need a man. I got a sex doll. Listen, I got a sex doll to please me.
Yes,
I got a machine. I got a machine to.
A machine?
I got a machine. Let me finish.
So that's what you spend your money to do.
I got a machine. I got a snow blower to blow the snow in front of my yard. I don't need a man. Because what you need a man for, you need a man pay your bills, have sex with you, and do the hard labor around your house. Right now with the hard labor, I could go on Craigslist when I buy something and I need like a strong person. I just go on Craigslist, fix IKEA this or this.
And
you find somebody to pay
at the door waiting for you.
And you pay somebody $50.
You see a rat in your apartment, you screaming and yelling.
I don't have rats in my apartment. Excuse you. You've been to my house. Excuse you.
You sound like you're in denial, but it's okay.
I am not in denial. But let me finish my thought. I do not need a man. But yes, is it nice to have a man? Of course it's nice to have a man. Because it's have to have a partner, a companion that's going to spend time with you. Somebody that's an asset for you. Somebody that's valuable. Somebody that you can learn from. No, I am not paying. I am not paying any man's bills. Can I help? Yeah, we can help. If we're living together, we can go 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could go even. Like, and I'm that girl, like, I don't mind. Sometimes you can help me in the kitchen or whatever, but I am that girl. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I'm not the type of girl, like, I would never want to walk in the bathroom and see my man bent over scrubbing the tub. I'm sorry. It's just not a thing that I see my man. I like my man to be strong, big.
Oh, you like your man. I thought you said you don't need a man at all.
Are you listening to what I am saying? Oh my God, it's like you're deaf. It's like I said that I do not need a man, but it is nice to have a man.
Deaf. Your ears are so big. Oh my God. You don't need a man.
When it comes to abroad, when we leave Africa and we come here, I think the roles do change. It does change because women here, you know, are more advanced for what I've seen in a lot. Yes, are career driven. So well, hold on, let me finish. Because they make more money than most of them make more money than the men, and that is why most of the marriages don't work here. So because there are more divorces here because you coming home.
Men are weak and they cannot deal with a strong, powerful woman. A man cannot deal with the fact that my girl makes more money than me. She has more money than me, and I kind of have to sit at home.
But there are some women
because hold on a second. The problem is that a lot of men look at it like if my woman is making more money than me, then I'm a little bitch.
No, it's not that.
But however, how they can look at it. How you can look at it if your woman is making more money than you is, you know what? Yes, she's making more money than me. Yes, she's busier than me. I have more time. So you know what? I'm gonna make her happy. And today when she comes home, I would have cooked dinner.
Yes,
I would have run
let
her
me
back water.
Let me say what I have to say before you cut me off. Let me say what I have to say before you cut it off. Because it's not. It's in most cases it's not like that. The women start making more money, and now you can't tell them shit. Let's be real. Let's be real.
But that's because when the woman wasn't making a lot of money, men treat them like shit.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm going to use my dad as an example.
Your dad might be different.
Because my dad worked very, very hard to bring all of us to America. So my mom is a great person and a great man, great mother. But in some cases, these women will come from Africa and come here and start making more money, and they'll treat their husbands like trash.
I know personal examples.
I know personal examples. Let's be real about it. Let me finish, because let's be real about it. There's been a lot of cases where I love my African women, but when they come to America and start making a little more money, they treat their husbands like trash. You go to their houses and they live like roommates. They don't even talk to their husband because who are you to tell me or to cook for you or to clean? I'm paying the cable bill. I'm paying the bill. So they become like a new person. It's like, who did I marry? And it comes off very ungrateful. Thankfully, my mom is not like that. My mom helps out. My mom can go to work and come back and still cook dinner for all of us. But I'm saying there are women out there. There are women out there that will come here and start doing HH and CNA and nursing and then start treating their men like trash. And that's why there's a lot of divorce happening.
That's why there's a problem.
I know personal examples of that. And then also, for things like that, sometimes you have to look at specific cases. The personal example that I know, if you look back to how she even came here, like he married her from over there and brought her here. The girl wanted to come here. So it was doomed from the beginning. Her eyes were set on getting to America, and she was lucky enough to make it in her career. And she doesn't respect her husband now because her goal was to make it to America, not to be married.
Yes.
So you have to look at it specifically. But the point I've been trying to make is that moving back to what Yazzie was saying, I don't want us to shame girls that have dreamt as little girls to want to be housewives. There's nothing wrong to aspire to marriage. There's nothing wrong to aspire to want a ring, to want to be a housewife, to want to take care of a man, to want to be submissive to a man. There's absolutely no. There are women that want to. There are women that want to. I spoke to a girl yesterday. She said that she does, like what you say, you don't want to see your man scrubbing. There are women that never want to see their man cooking in the kitchen. They want to be the ones doing that. I feel like we should not shame women like that.
Well, is that a deserving man, though?
Exactly. Thank you. That's the point I'm coming to. What we need to align ourselves with, and how we need to change our minds and turn away from what society is teaching us, is that every which way is possible. Nothing is set in stone. The way you want to do it in your house doesn't have to be the way. For me, I've always said I would love a house husband. I would be able to respect it. Yeah, I would be able to respect it.
What do you mean by house husband?
A man that works from home. He's staying at home. He's picking up my kids because I want to be a career lady. I want to be a reporter. I want to travel.
And that's sexy to you?
That's sexy. A man that can take care of that.
So you come back from your job and your man is carrying a mob.
Listen. We need to be realistic and adapt ourselves to the world that we're in. They're cleaning services. My husband is not going to be broke. There are people that work at home. People that work for themselves. They will have an office in the house. My issue is that who's going to pick up my kids? I don't want to entrust that to any maid or nanny. And I think it's so sexy when you see a guy with kids, with babies. That's the sexiest thing in the world to me. And if I have a man that's ready to, but my own is that he's not jobless. So I don't want a jobless man.
Working from home.
Yes, he's working from home. He's working for himself. That was okay. So house husband that has a job. Let me say like that. So he's working for himself, working at home. He's going to be around to pick up the kids. He will be petting the babies. Baby needs breast. I bring my breast. I go back to work. That's a fantasy.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantasy.
As she's saying, she's making a lot of valid points. Back to what you were saying about women coming here and doing vice versa, is the same way how men also get women from here, and I know 100 billion stories. They come here, and as soon as they come here and their eyes open, they meet Dominican girls, they meet Jamaican girls, they see all kinds. They also treat their women like crap, and they leave and they cheat and all kinds of things. So you can't say that it's only women that do it.
I just made my example, and you just made yours.
Yeah, so you can't say it goes both ways. And that's why the point that she's making is very, very valid. And the point that he also made is that society told us in the beginning, like, okay, women stay home, men work hard. Now society's saying that we're equal. And as he's saying, he also made some valid points. So for me, in my opinion, I think you have to look for what works for you and how you would want to be treated in general. It's not about female or male. It's about what works for your household and what you want. As she said, she knows what she wants. She's going to be a traveling career lady, so she can't have a husband that also travels. If she does, then maybe one of their parents will have to sacrifice and stay home with the babies, because she's made a valid point. She doesn't want a babysitter. So she's going to look for a man like that.
So what would you do in her friend's situation? So let's go back to the topic.
Right.
The man doesn't want
the woman is accepting
Let me
it.
throw the question out. The man doesn't want the wife to go to Harvard. In the case, would you then leave your husband and follow your dream? Or
if I was in that position, to be very honest with you, I always have a motto. It's so ironic that I was having this conversation this morning, because it's just giving me flashbacks. My motto is that you never, ever, ever in your life as a woman, put yourself in a situation that you rely on a man 100%. As a woman, that's my opinion. I've never been in that position, and I will never be in that position. You should always have your own. You should always be in a situation where if that man decided to not look back, if he decided to leave tomorrow, the next second, that you are good. So for that reason, I mean, if going to Harvard is what would take me if it would take me to the next step in my career, if it would benefit my children, bye, homie. Bye. That's what I would do.
If there are kids involved, and that's a broken home now, because you're leaving your husband and following your career. Now your kids are going to be
but of course you have to put all those things in consideration. Is that if I come to Harvard, are the kids going to come with me to Harvard? Is my mom? Is my mom? What do you mean to do what? What I mean is, are my kids gonna live in Boston with me? That's what I mean. Are they gonna live? Not like they're gonna come to school with me. Are they gonna live with me? Are they gonna be a part of my life? Or what? Am I gonna leave them with a babysitter in Nigeria or Ghana? Am I leaving them with my mom? It would all totally depend. But if it was me, I have a great mom, I would leave my kids with my mom, and I would go and I would get what I gotta get. And I would always try to find a way to always fly back and forth to see my kids, do whatever I got to do to get to the next level.
We have this general belief that when two people come together and they get married, they are a team. And because you don't think for yourself anymore, you now have a partner. So whenever you want to make decisions, you put your partner's opinion into consideration. So some people believe in being submissive as a wife, no matter how career-oriented you are. So somebody like you in that situation, or like you rather, since he's already asked her, you're very career-oriented. You want a man who stays at home and all that because you want to travel and achieve all your dreams. This man would not let his wife travel to go to Harvard. It might not be for financial reasons. Maybe she has the money, but she just can't go because the husband said no. So when you want to take some big steps in your life like that, and both of you sit down and he gives you a reason and he says no, are you still going to consider his reasons?
So you see, that's the issue that I have with marriage and African marriages. Why are you with somebody? If you say we're a team, right? We two have become one, we've united. So that means you should also know my dreams, my aspirations, my ambitions, what is best for me. Listen, even if it's food and nutrition she's going to Harvard to do, like you said, this is a life-changing opportunity. If you're really on my team, if you're really for me, as a husband, you should be like, girl, bye. I'm gonna be with these kids. Go get that.
Down.
So that means that brings me back to why people get married. God forbid, I reject it from my worst enemy, that you get married to somebody that is not for you, that doesn't see an opportunity. Because at the end of the day, I mean, look at social media, talking about relationship, everybody's like, oh, find a woman that's going to build you up, that's going to encourage you, that's going to help you. What about a man? What about a man that's going to encourage a woman, that's going to push you forward? Why would you not want your wife to get it? Do you understand? if you really care about somebody, you want to see them do things that you will not have the opportunity to do.
Definitely. But
that is not a husband. That is more like an EOP. You know what that? You know what the EOP is? Enemy of progress.
Yes.
All right. So everybody, you guys made a great point, but I want to know from the viewers what they think about this topic, because it's a conversation that we all need to have. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on this topic. We have to go though, but make sure you subscribe to our page. Like I said before, we began. Go on our Instagram and add us as well, the ABS Show. We have to go. Bye. You're watching Mina TV.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.